From the News Center of Indiana, Barry Judge, Cameron Harper, Bob Gregory Weather, and Don Hines Sports. This is News Center 13 Update, Central Indiana's #1 news program.
Good evening, everyone. Here's the latest. They are calling it the biggest drug bust of its kind in Central Indiana history. State, federal, and local law enforcement officers this evening arrested Dr. Carl Heinlein of Danville. A 30-count indictment charges the 44-year-old doctor with issuing illegal prescriptions for controlled drugs.
A total bond of $750,000, commercial only. Earlier, the judge had stated that he would not accept a cash bond or there would be no OR, so it would be strictly a commercial bond only.
Doherty says the arrest of Heinlein culminates a year-long investigation.
Danny Cantwell was acquitted of murder charges today. A Clark County Circuit Court jury deliberated only 45 minutes before returning the not guilty verdict. The verdict ends a 3-year ordeal for the 24-year-old son of a former Indianapolis City Councilman Paul Cantwell. The young Cantwell was accused of the '77 murder of Ruth Jones. His attorney was elated about the outcome.
I'm just happy. That's all I can say at this point.
The simple fact of the matter is there never was a case against Danny Cantwell, never was 3 years ago, and it's shown here that there wasn't here during the length of this trial either.
Do you think there was a deciding factor for this jury?
Yes, that there was never any evidence against him.
While the verdict is in, we may not have heard the last of the case. Paul Cantwell says his son's civil rights were violated over the last 3 years, and he wants some redress.
Have violated his civil rights in many ways, and I think we'll pursue those remedies to those things, not for Dan's sake, but for the sake that to correct the problem.
Pursue them through a civil suit?
Suits, yeah, lawsuits, civil suits, investigations, and so on.
The Cantwell case was the state's longest-running criminal case. Cameron?
News Center 13 has learned tonight that sniper suspect Joseph Paul Franklin has admitted a series of murders and bank robberies. Franklin was arrested in Tampa last month for 2 sniper murders in Salt Lake City. He is also wanted for questioning in 2 sniper murders here and in Cincinnati. The FBI wants to interrogate Franklin also about the Vernon Jordan shooting. We've learned that the FBI knows of a conversation between Franklin and his former wife in which he said, "They've got me for 12 homicides down here and 4 bank robberies. And the funny thing is, it's true." The FBI would not confirm a report that it has a tape recording of that conversation. Indianapolis police are receiving fewer and fewer reports of child abuse these days, and that has them worried. Officials of the Sex Offense Branch of IPD met with representatives of the 15 neighborhood crime watch programs tonight. Investigators blame the declining child abuse statistics on good police work and the fact that witnesses are becoming apathetic and just not reporting the crime.
The average citizen on the street is kind of looking the other way now. And the situation, we have to bring this back to the citizen to report the child abuse so we can make an arrest.
Is it against the law to look the other way?
It is. This is a misdemeanor, Class B misdemeanor, and it carries up to 6 months in jail.
An attorney from the Marion County Prosecutor's Office says that between 80 and 90% of all reported child abuse cases end with a conviction. Barry?
Police in Indianapolis tonight are investigating an attempted rape at George Washington High School on the city's west side. News Center 13 has learned that a 15-year-old student was grabbed in the hallway while classes were underway today. She was taken down a stairway and forced into a small closet-like room where the attacker attempted the rape. The victim was not physically injured and no arrests have been made so far. More than 90 of the suspects taken into custody in yesterday's huge car and truck sting operation were in court early today to face their charges of vehicle theft and conspiracy. The arrests began yesterday and are still going on tonight. It's the end of a 9-month-long investigation by 4 police agencies. As the suspects were being taken to court, many of them were saying that they'd been set up and encouraged by the police to steal cars. More now from Vanessa Finan.
These are a few of what will amount to 180 suspects charged in connection with the vehicle sting operation. Since their arrests yesterday, some have claimed undercover officers are just as guilty as they are. 2 of these suspects say one officer even showed them the tricks of the trade when it comes to stealing a car.
When I went in there, and I told him I didn't know nothing about stealing no car, so he offered to show me how, you know, and so he took me over to this black truck and showed me how to screw it in and how to snatch it out, and, you know, gave me my own snatch bar and gave me a screwdriver and everything.
The tool that Smith is talking about is a slam bar. They sell from $40 to $50. Indianapolis Police, State Police, and the Marion County Prosecutor's Office say at no time did undercover officers have any slam bars at the Sting building on the city's south side. Police also say undercover officers never showed suspects how to steal these vehicles. Police say they anticipated claims of entrapment, and that's why they videotaped all transactions at the Sting location to use as evidence. Vanessa Finan, News Center 13.
Conservatives in the Senate have pushed through an anti-busing measure today. The lawmakers voted to prohibit the Justice Department from using busing in school integration cases. The amendment is attached to a funding bill. A final vote has been set for Monday. Meanwhile, the House has passed a 3-year extension of the federal revenue sharing program. The vote came after 2 days of debate and after hundreds of city and state officials rallied on the Capitol steps today. Included among them was Indianapolis Mayor William Hudnut. Hudnut said failure to extend the program would jeopardize the budget of the city's police and fire departments. The Senate must still act on the measure.
Our Governor, Otis Bowen, will become a full-time teacher. When the governor leaves office in January, he will take a position at the Indiana University Medical School. He has taught there part-time for the past 6 years. He'll teach in the school's family practice department. Bowen is a 1942 graduate of IU. Bowen will also serve on several corporate boards of directors.
Coming up, we will give you the details of the effort to complete the jury for State Senator Martin Edwards' trial.
And in Seymour, there is a chemical waste cleanup underway. Those stories in a moment.
Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by Hooks, the prescription people.
WIBC. In the next couple of days, we're going to have some of that ground fog, and as the sun lifts up...
WIBC Tuesday with Gary Todd.
Red Heckman News Time.
Good morning, this is WIBC News.
In the Hoosier Futurity for the Indianapolis Indians out of the ballpark.
WIBC, a break-the-bank call for $1,120.
I've been having a lot of people ask about you, and...
You haven't told them anything, have you?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Lou Palmer News Time.
On the day Mother Nature lost her...
I'm not going to mince words with you Central Indiana Olds dealers. We've got a battle on our hands. Pint-sized competition swarming at us from all sides, and they're not worth the powder to blow them up. The poor have us surrounded, men, but I love a good challenge. Question is, are you up to the challenge? You better be, men, because I stuck my neck out pulling strings to get you the ultimate weapon against all foreign competition, the 1981 Olds Cutlass. Gosh, isn't she beautiful?
It's so romantic on this beach in the moonlight.
Yeah, I brought along a six-pack.
A six-pack?
A six-pack of Yago Sangria.
Yago at the beach. Now that's class.
Yago Sangria, the romantic wine from Spain, laced with oranges and lemons.
Great game.
Yeah, and I brought a six-pack.
A six-pack?
Yago Sangria.
Yago after tennis? Now that's class.
Yago Sangria, bottles and six-packs. Now that's class.
9 of 12 jurors have now been picked in the extortion trial of Indiana Senator Martin Edwards. Several jurors were excused because of pretrial publicity they say caused them to form opinions on the case. Others told the U.S. District Court Judge William Steckler they naturally favor the prosecution in criminal cases. They too were excused. One of 3 jurors still subject to prosecution and defense approval is former Bedford Mayor Ivan Brenninger, who knows both Senator Edwards and U.S. Attorney Virginia Dill McCarty. Edwards is accused of taking $8,000 in bribes in return for a promise of influence on legislation that was favorable to Indiana bail bondsmen. Jury selection should be completed by midday tomorrow. Opening statements start tomorrow in the court-martial of Marine Private Robert Garwood. The Indiana native is charged with desertion in collaboration with the enemy in Vietnam. Garwood's attorneys plan to base much of their defense on the question of his sanity. They contend he has a history of mental problems. The trial is the first for a U.S. serviceman charged with desertion since the end of the war. Garwood returned to the United States in 1979. American troops were pulled out in 1973.
The long-awaited cleanup of the Seymour recycling plant is underway tonight. Now there is worry that once the hundreds of thousands of gallons of poisonous chemicals are removed, another layer of barrels may be found beneath the surface. The chemicals will be taken from Seymour to Cincinnati, where they will be destroyed. The United States Coast Guard and the Bahamian government are still searching tonight for a chartered helicopter that disappeared on its way to Miami today. 3 technicians from NBC and ABC News were on board the aircraft. They were covering the Bahamian government's forced evacuation of Haitians marooned on a small island just north of Cuba. Earlier reports of the helicopter's wreckage have now been found to be false.
It is beginning to look tonight like the world's most eligible bachelor may not be eligible much longer. We want to show you a picture of 19-year-old Lady Diana Spencer. Reports from England say that she will be engaged to Prince Charles. The announcement is expected at the prince's birthday tomorrow when he turns 32. Lady Diana is a school teacher with an aristocratic background and a big country estate. In addition to staying ahead of photographers, she has managed to do some shopping while she is visiting New York City.
United Way volunteers are celebrating a big victory tonight. It took them more than 2 months, but they've managed to surpass this year's campaign goal by 2%. All totaled, more than $12,775,000 collected. United Way officials feared Indiana's high unemployment would hurt the campaign, but that didn't happen. People with jobs just donated a little more than usual to make up the difference.
Charles getting married. I wonder if he'll invite us.
Well, I don't know if I'll be able to go, but I'd like to be invited.
We'll invite Bob Gregory to bring us the AccuWeather forecast.
And Don Hine will tag along with the sports.
Back in 1900, when John Hook opened his first drugstore, he could almost hand carry everything ever written about pharmaceuticals. Today, Hook's pharmacists in Green still devote long hours each year to stay abreast of new information. So when you pick up your Hook's prescription, you'll get exactly what the doctor ordered. Your Hook's pharmacist in Green keeps learning, so you'll always let Hook's be the one.
Catching a cold in St. Louis can make you feel like singing the blues, so people rely on AlkaSeltzer Plus cold medicine.
St. Louis cold is a miserable cold.
I don't know which seems to get worse, the headache, the stuffiness, or the soreness from the runny nose.
AlkaSeltzer Plus cold medicine, fast relief for the St. Louis cold, fast relief for you.
I was totally relieved when I used the AlkaSeltzer Plus.
Well, I think it works. I like it.
And it works fast.
Whenever I have a cold again, I'll reach for AlkaSeltzer Plus.
It's everything it says it is and more.
AlkaSeltzer Plus cold medicine.
Wendy's has the taste. Wendy's, old-fashioned hamburger taste.
And now Wendy's has a new taste. Wendy's, famous for that old-fashioned hamburger taste, presents the new taste in a chicken sandwich. Tasty golden fried boneless breast of chicken on a fresh bun. Now you can come into Wendy's and try something new. Wendy's delicious chicken sandwich. Tender fried to crispy perfection. Wendy's has the new taste in a chicken sandwich.
We have the taste that Wendy's tastes. We have the taste that Wendy's.
Airway is your holiday store.
This week, play the savings game at Airway on neat electronic gifts like Invaders from Space, now only $28.88. Save us $45 on Football One, now $14.97. Save $20 on this Huffy Z2 Pro Thunder bike, 2 speeds, dual caliper brakes, now $129. Save on fun for Christmas at Airway.
You're giving the best.
Bob was just asking me how I felt. Wanted to know if my bones were aching. Might signal a change in the weather.
Yeah, well, he's the one that brought it up now. He was saying it felt so chilly out. I said, gee, it's 57 degrees. He said it's so much colder than that. So maybe he will be our winter barometer. We'll just check the berry bones and find out what's going to come up for the weekend. Oh, I'm sorry that I mentioned that. Anyway, the weekend right now looks as though it's going to be cool and dry, but tomorrow have an opportunity to try out that all-weather coat if you've not done so yet, because, boy, that'll be the uniform of the day. It's going to get wet, and it is going to turn much colder. Temperatures in the Indianapolis area today were 7 degrees above the norm. Our morning low at 33 degrees, and then this afternoon we recovered to an unseasonably 66-degree reading at 4 o'clock today. It is overcast now, 57 officially at the Weather Service. Our humidity at a low 29%. The winds out of the southwest at 9 miles an hour. The pressure 30.04. It continues to fall. Our air quality today, fair, and for tomorrow, the times for sunrise and sunset. Satellite compositive clouds up until noon today. Give you an idea down in the Gulf area of showing you this storm and the way the clouds were moving around it, and most of the showers had stayed down into the Gulf area. This system is going to be moving gradually eastward. But take a look at our latest AccuTrack satellite picture and what we can see now. This is in the infrared, so the darker areas indicate some higher or colder cloud tops and also indicate some precipitation coming in. This is the general line of showers that are really behind the frontal system. The front just went through the South Bend area. Thunderstorms here, but look at this tropical storm now. You remember before where the eye of it, you can almost see the eye here, all the clouds were north and east. Now all of a sudden they're hanging far to the south. And frankly, I don't have an explanation as to the reasons why that is taking place, but it's just rather interesting to see that anyway. Our Weather Service radar right now has just popped up, and we're beginning to see some stuff about 50 miles out between Logansport and Lafayette. It is really very scattered, but it is moving eastward at about 40 miles an hour. So the rains will gradually be taking over, and that will be the issue for most of the day tomorrow behind this front that will move through. Now, since the clouds and precipitation are in there, that will limit any incoming sunshine. So temperatures ahead of it and along the front, because of the southerly flow, will have a tendency to be relatively mild. But then later on tomorrow at noontime or thereafter, temperatures will continue to fall off and become very cold, and that'll be the pattern for the weekend, as this will be the origin of our air. 1 to 2 inch pattern of rain, some snow through the plain states, and freezing drizzle in parts of southern Colorado tonight too. As far as tomorrow is concerned, travel in the area, just be aware of rain showers. Temperatures going from 58 in the south to the low 40s in the northern part of the region. They could have that mixed with a little snow up in the Chicago area and some snow flurries later for us, so keep that in mind. AccuWeather forecast overnight now. They say we could have a shower or two toward morning. 46 will be the overnight low. Tomorrow then cloudy, periods of rain with a high of 52 degrees, but the temperature will continue falling as we move into the afternoon hours on northerly winds between 10 and 20 miles an hour. Chilly, the rain should end around midnight or so. Slight chance, just a slight chance of a snow flurry here. 34 will be our low. Looking to the weekend now, if that gene does not do any more movement and come inland, this is the way the weekend looks for you. Variable cloudy to partly sunny over the area. Will go from 42 on Saturday to 48 by Tuesday. And that's the situation. Now for the fellas heading down to the Alabama game, they called earlier, I would take a raincoat along. It's just going to be chilly and uncomfortable, and it should be a wet ball field, okay? That's it.
You got some numbers for us too, Don.
Yeah, in just about a minute here, I'm going to have the Italian definition of the word pummel.
We'll explain all of that when the News Center continues. Don,
I'm afraid to ask.
Today at Carpetland, $8 a square yard buys carpet, pad, and installation on any of 11 carpet styles in 62 colors. Carpetland's $8 sale ends Saturday.
This year's big news in grass control is a better method of incorporation. I'm Bob Smith for Lasso Herbicide, and here's what farmers are telling me about surface blending with Lasso.
Surface blending is a lot better way to incorporate.
Yes, you're saving time and fuel.
We got excellent grass control.
Surface blending is a shallow one-pass incorporation of Lasso, using equipment like this. Wide, light, fast finishing equipment as part of the last tillage trip before planting. It saves time and fuel, but most important, it delivers consistent grass control. Surface blending evenly incorporates Lasso into the normal soil moisture. This forms an immediate herbicide barrier in the top 2 inches, right where the grasses germinate. So you can get consistent grass control, even in a dry spring. Surface blend Lasso this spring. You'll see the difference.
Definitely see the difference in the grass control, yes.
Beautiful belly contour to fit you.
I love the way my belly bra curves around me, envelops me softly. It's contoured to fit.
Beautiful belly contour to fit you.
It's a beautiful feeling.
Beautiful belly, beautiful feeling.
Get your beautiful feeling in a wide selection of new styles, contoured to fit you at fine stores.
We were just talking about how nervous we were when we bought our first few shares of stock.
You'd think we were investing $1 million.
But Hillyard Lions really made it easy for us. They helped us get a solid portfolio started, and they're always opening up new opportunities for investments, from common stocks to real estate.
Now they're even helping me set up a profit-sharing plan for my new business.
Hillyard Lions. For our money, they're making things happen.
I don't know about you, Cameron, but when the news is bad, I always like to hear it from a friend.
Yes, the news is bad.
Have you found one?
Yeah, remember I told you I was going to give you the graphic definition of pummel?
All right.
Right off the top.
A promise is a promise.
Yeah, well, you better believe it. How you doing, everyone? When our Indiana Pacers lose a ball game, they don't fool around. They lose by a bunch. Here's Mark Harmon.
The Philadelphia 76ers slam dunked our Indiana Pacers tonight, 130-103, before a crowd of 11,421. The Pacers led briefly at the start of the ball game and trailed by just two, 28-26 at the end of the first quarter. But Andrew Toney popped in 13 second quarter points, and the Pacers just couldn't get the ball to drop through the hoop as the 76ers raced to a 61-48 lead at halftime. Then, as injured Pacers Johnny Davis and George McGinnis looked on, Dr. J. Julius Erving went to work in the third period as Philadelphia opened up a 27-point lead and led at the end of three, 96-69, and it was all over but the shouting. Andrew Toney led the 76ers with 32 points. Dr. J chipped in with 19. Rookie Louis Orr led the Pacers with 20 points, and Billy Knight added 19. Indiana now drops to 9-8 on the year, and they'll face Washington on Friday night. Mark Harmon, News Center 13 Sports.
Dick Miller, who was with the Pacers in preseason, has been re-signed in George McGinnis' absence. He's a big kid out at Toledo, second-round draft, and he thinks he can play.
I believe I can play in this league. I just have to be put in the right situation. And when I originally tried out for this team, I don't feel I was mentally ready, and I played poorly. And now I think I've adjusted, and I think I'm ready, to play.
One of the real surprises in the National Basketball Association this year has been the Salt Lake City, Utah Jazz. Adrian Dantley's been throwing them in from everywhere to lead the league in scoring, just over 33, but he's gotten some great support from this rookie here, Darrell Griffith, who'll get even better. Try this shot on for size for you. Walter Davis of the Phoenix Suns let this one fly from 50 feet against San Antonio, and since the Suns beat the Spurs by just 3, that was the shot that won it. Butler's Bulldogs set to tip off a new season. Coach Joe Sexton's going to be counting heavily on Tony Warren, the sophomore from Maddox.
Tony, a smart coach that I am, Tony didn't start early in this season, and you know how it is with freshmen. You don't want to bring them along too fast, but Tony came along very quickly and averaged 17 points in our conference in the Midwestern City, and I think probably Tony has a chance to maybe average 25 to 30 this year.
He's a good one. Go check him out. The double and single A high school football champions will be decided tomorrow night at Warren and Lawrence Central. But the triple A's, Carmel and Hobart, wait till Saturday. Carmel's undefeated while the Brickies have lost just one. Greyhound coach Jim Belden.
It's been a great season for us, and the community's excited, your school's excited, and state finals is a great experience.
What about Hobart? What kind of team are they going to be to play Saturday?
Well, they're all tough, and when you reach the playoffs, but Hobart is an exciting team. They're a very physically strong team, an explosive offense, and defense gets you to the playoffs.
You know, each Thursday night we have some kind of a bowling story to bring to you, and tonight's star is 70-year-old Jerry Lupton, who started the game about a month ago, and she just loves it.
I do. I started it's been about 5 weeks ago, and when I came out here, I had a 48, and I bowled Wednesday, and I had 109, 112, and 123. Well, I'm real pleased with it.
And a large thank you to the folks at Center Grove tonight for inviting me to present the school's most valuable football award to senior split end and safety Tim Reynolds. Coach Rocky Auld and his Trojans jump from double to triple A next year, and we wish them fortune. And a bit of a weird baseball free agent draft today. Only one team took Ron LaFleur. Nobody took Tug McGraw, and utility man Dave Roberts of Texas, chosen by more clubs than the celebrated Dave Winfield. That's it, guys.
Thank you, Don. We've got more news coming up.
Stay with us.
I refuse to handle another sloppy soap bar.
Try new soft soap brand.
cream soap on tap. Rich, pearly lather for about 300 wash-ups, without the soapy mess. New soft soap lasts about as long as all of these, yet costs less. Best of all, you won't ever, ever have to clean up this mess again. Perfect for kitchen and bathroom. Soft soap, for soap without the soapy mess.
Hey, Mom.
Yes?
You make a pretty good tasting pie.
The best.
Well, what do you think of this new Chef Pierre High Pie?
Sure is a lot of fruit in it.
It's the best fruit you can buy.
But nobody makes crust like Mom.
And that crust tastes?
Light and flaky. Light and flaky? Tastes like homemade.
New Chef Pierre High Pies taste homemade good.
Good enough to put me out of business.
Champion athlete or weekend warrior, dancer or den mother. Sometimes you overdo it. So Gillette brings you Heat Wrap, a flexible electric heating pad. Thinner, more versatile. Wraps with Velcro fasteners to stay put and soothes with moist or dry heat. And now there's a second way to feel better. New Heat Wrap Cold Wrap with a flexible cold pack. Both from Gillette.
Now available at these fine stores.
Nothing cooks my lasagna better than a microwave oven.
Nothing bakes my pie better than a convection oven.
Now Sharp introduces the unbeatable combination. Sharp's new Convection microwave. As a microwave oven, it's better for casseroles, fish, and vegetables.
Delicious.
As a convection oven, it's better for cakes, pastries, and pies.
Never better.
Sharp's Carousel turns the food so you don't have to. Sharp's Carousel Convection Microwave, the unbeatable combination.
See the Carousel Convection Microwave Oven at L.S. Ayres & Company.
Indiana's college students could face some rather large cost increases if the General Assembly produces a tight budget. The state's Higher Education Commission is recommending a $100 to $120 increase for undergraduates living in the state. That would be for the 1981-82 school year. The students would face additional costs following the school term, and those figures do not include rising costs for dormitory living. Student fees under the Commission recommendation would increase by 12%. For years now, doctors have told their patients to quit smoking and reduce the risks of lung cancer. Now they say that giving up tobacco can help lung cancer victims even if they quit after the disease is diagnosed. None of the 112 people studied who continued smoking lived for more than 2.5 years, but some of those who did quit smoking are still alive after 4 years. Cameron?
Finally tonight, another example of our bureaucracy at work. The Internal Revenue Service is sending a team of auditors to the home of Don Pierce in Canby, Oregon. They're going to examine his tax return from last year. People in the neighborhood are calling that a huge waste of taxpayers' money. You see, Don Pierce is a 17-year-old high school senior who made less than $800. Working part-time, he filed a short form as never itemized in his life. His return was picked by the computer, but the IRS says the rules are the rules, and so it goes.
And that's about it for us tonight. Thank you very much for your company.
We will all be back here tomorrow at 6. See you then.
We're not buying a home at today's mortgage rates.
So we're adding on a dormer for the twins. That's important.
Bob's grades are good enough for engineering school.
That's important.
If you have important things that need doing now, see Beneficial. With a Beneficial homeowner loan, you can use the value you've built up in your home for home improvements, the kids' tuition, unexpected expenses, and you don't have to touch your first mortgage. See Beneficial about a homeowner loan. If it's important to you, it's important to us.
It's important.
This Friday, when the sun goes down, so do the prices. When the moon comes out, so do the savings. It's JCPenney's Moonlight Madness. Save 20% on Wrangler boots. Save 15% on Homelight chainsaws. Save on men's dress shirts, just $5.99. And save 20% on Corningware. Save 50% on boys' jogging suits, just $6.99 each. It's Moonlight Madness this Friday from 6 to 11 p.m. 5 big hours to save at Penny's Moonlight Madness with savings to howl about.
I know you're watching TV right now, but I'd like to tell you about a radio station, a station that plays some very beautiful music, right here at Stereo 103 WXTZ. Ecstasy has a beautiful way with music that helps you relax when you want to. So when you want to relax, you listen to me and listen to Ecstasy, Stereo 103, the place to relax.
He's outrageously funny. Dave Allen, Sunday night.